Hi.
We're going to do pet hates, not only as students, but as a coach as well.
Yeah, things that happen in gyms, some people's behaviour, etiquette, whatever it is, but there's just some things that drive us mad.
And Nicole, what annoys you about, okay, I'm going to make it nice, about coaches? What habits have you seen other coaches do that irritate you?
Excessive, non-specific warm-ups.
Okay, yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Just non-specific.
I mean, I've trained with some really good coaches, but when your warm-up turns into a half an hour conditioning session, as we spoke in a previous video, like, you need conditioning, but if you're too fried from the warm-up, if the warm-up is drilling a specific skill set or grip training or whatever it is, great, fantastic, but outside of that, no.
Okay, for me, it would be like negative coaching. So really refrain from using words like wrong and shouldn't, unless it's like something glaringly obviously wrong. Like if I teach like a half guard pass and somebody's doing north-south choke and I'm like, what are you doing that for? We were doing this specific area. Like as a coach, I don't like people saying, okay, no, you put your hand there wrong. I'll say something like, well, try putting your hand here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's I taught a fair amount of kids, so and I've got a friend who's really you have to give loads of, and I transfer that over to adults as well.
Yeah.
And I see other coaches, various gyms, with negative coaching, and to me, it just doesn't work. Unless they are doing literally something completely wrong
and dangerous. Like, we'll say, as somebody who nearly destroyed my knee.
Yeah, like falling on, dropping your body weight on knees, or like pulling the neck out of kilter and stuff without understanding it.
Not being aware
jumping on a footlock when you have literally no idea what it is. Like I've seen that quite a lot as well. That's something I'll say no to. But in terms of like,
I have a slightly different idea about it, but I do, on the whole, no, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get people in sessions where they have such habits ingrained, probably because like they're over aggressive or they're over that, and sometimes you just literally have to turn around to them and be quite blunt about it.
You've got to be honest.
Yeah, you have to be honest, but not in an aggressive or massively negative way. But you have to be like, look, you can't do that.
Yeah, you can. I do that as well. I say, look, it just won't work.
Yeah.
Like elbow.
Yeah, because people won't want to train with you as well. That's the other side of it. Like, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. He's 150%.
Yeah,
Maybe that moves to like into the pet peeves then.
Yeah.
The guy who trains 150% all the time, you will get injured 100%.
Or
at some point.
Or you'll come up against someone who's better than you,
and they'll kick your.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's just doing jiu-jitsu, that's fine, because you'll just tap, and that's, or maybe you won't, and that'll be an injury, and off you go. But
yeah, exactly.
If you cross that over to striking and to mixed martial arts, particularly striking, if you're doing boxing or Muay Thai and you get a bit carried away and you keep being that guy,
you're not gonna have friends.
Yeah, and expect at some point, if the coach is sparring and doing all that, they're probably going to put it on you at some point.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it is egos and all that sort of stuff, and people get carried away, which isn't great. But it is one of those things. Don't be the guy that just goes all out all the time.
150% guy. And it hinders your learning, quite frankly. That's what I find. Like, you've got to have somewhere in between. You've got to be game enough to turn up and put effort in, because if you're just 100% technique and you just get into like flow drilling all the time, that's crap as well, in my opinion, utter crap. But if you're the guy who's just 150% and just can't relax and just even look at some small detail of technique, it's gonna blow up in your face, basically. That's 150% guy. What else?
My other one is
Other pet peeves.
not so much white belt coaches, but when it's that person that comes along, and I have friends that do this, so it's fine. But
I do
you'll be
sometimes to annoy you.
no, not so much.
But I saw John Donahoe do it like this.
Yeah, that's that kind of thing. Or they'll be like, oh no, that technique definitely won't work for my body type, or this sort of thing.
Oh, body
there is
coach, body
there
type.
is an element of that to some degree, but there's also not. So if you're teaching, let's just say like a get up drill, a get up to guillotine or whatever it is, and someone's like, oh, this isn't working for me because the size, this person's way too heavy and etc. Right, unless there's like a 50 kilo weight difference, really, then no.
Yeah.
But
20 to. Yeah.
What's happening is nearly, and I'm not saying 100% of the time, I'm saying 99% of the time, it's because it can be either they're not doing the technique properly, so you have to then go back in and reinforce what the actual technique is. They're missing an element of it, and then you might need to go micro drill that little element for that person. The other thing of it is flexibility. Their actual, it's not a case of they might not be doing the drill wrong. They're physically incapable of doing it just due to the fact that they're so
I've had
stiff
that
and
many
awkward.
times. One of my PTs as well. I was teaching like a pummel position where you turn the hand down and you grip on the back. He's a boxer, so he has real tight shoulders. So when he does this, the elbow cocks out. I was like, stop cocking your elbow. Why are you doing it? And he's like, no, I can't not do it because of forearms. His forearms were tight. So the forearm, as he twists, the elbow comes out and he creates space. So I was like, sometimes you got to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. Sometimes you got to look at them and then their actual physical abilities instead of just going, well, you're just doing it wrong.
Yeah, which is most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah. Sweet. Thanks very much for watching.